Hi guys, welcome to the PPUK Podcast. You have Leah with you today and my co-host Lee.
Hi.
And we have an incredible special guest with us today. She has the voice of an angel. She's been so busy. I've just said this to her every time I see her. She's somewhere new, incredibly busy. Voice of an angel, an NPG member, and has a very fun announcement for us a little later in the podcast. The amazing Liv Warfield.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be on here. So thank you.
No problem. We are unbelievably excited. First things first, you're on a UK podcast, so I have to ask what it was like for your recent performance at the Royal Albert Hall.
Oh, okay. So it was the most humbling and the most beautiful experience just to be in that room. To walk down that hall. And when I entered, just being in the room, the surround of sound is unbelievable. I was kind of struck for a minute because I went to the UK by myself, so I didn't have anybody travel with me to kind of keep my anxiety in check.
Yeah.
Because it was overwhelming, but it was the most beautiful experience. I hope it will not be the last time I'm there. But everybody was just so warm. It was during the holidays. It was for Guy Barker's big band Christmas show. And it was honestly, you all, like, to have that venue, my.
And it came across on your social media, all your excitement and all your posts. It was like we saw it. Like obviously, I've been to the venue, but seeing it through fresh eyes through you, it was so good to see and see
Chill.
It was seeing your happiness. It came across very well on social media. So it was great.
Good.
It was great to see.
It's great. Thank you.
I knew so many people as well that saw your stories that didn't know you were in the UK, and all of a sudden like lives in the UK, and so many people bought last minute tickets and they were like, quick, go.
Oh, bless. No, it was amazing. Like the sound, the wall of sound, like I was up there rehearsing, so I couldn't really hear from an audience perspective what it sounded like until somebody showed me the video. And I was like, oh my God, maybe I didn't have to sing so hard.
If you're there, you're gonna have to do it.
Yeah. But it was beautiful. So yeah, it was beautiful.
Oh, it's amazing. It is an incredible venue, and I wish more than anything that I could have been there. I saw it and I was like, no, I want to go.
Yeah. It was great.
But another project you worked on as well recently is the June Moon project.
Yes.
Which was amazing. The sound of that album is just, it's got this vintage quality. It sounds 70s but 40s, but really fresh at the same time. How was that recording?
That was amazing. A good friend of mine named Julie, she introduced me to this project, June Moon. And she was like, are you interested? Because Julian just wants to do something else with another artist to kind of, just to try something new. And I was like, yeah, sure. But like, just send it to me. And I was really, really interested in the sound because it was just, I don't know, the storytelling Julian had. I don't know. I was really drawn to the project, and I flew to Paris probably about 4 or 5 times to record this album. I had no problem flying back to, because I'm like, I love Paris, and we clicked. Because when you start working with somebody new, you just don't know if you're going to click or not.
Yeah.
And it was also different for me because I write a lot of my own, so that was a stretch for me to be like, okay, now these are your lyrics now. And for me to tap into a place where I could actually feel the lyrics and what he was talking about. And because I'm very much a lyrics person. So we just had a lot of fun recording this album. And I really am thankful for this project. It's very different. It's very different for me. It almost kind of reminds me of when I first started, when I did my first album, Embrace Me. But I felt very comfortable, very, very comfortable. And we did a show, I think in September too, in Paris, when we did an album release party. That was crazy. That was amazing because it's very different for people seeing me do like the rock and roll and like, that kind of energy to something very controlled and beautiful and storytelling. Like I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
I think the storytelling is kind of the key word there. It does have this really, it really draws you in. I was
Mhm.
listening to the album earlier, and you can hear the creaks of the chair of the piano and the pedals, and
Yes.
it really brings you in. It is a real storytelling album. So if anyone listening hasn't heard it yet, please go and check it out. It's
it feels like you're in the room. It really does.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I think Julian is an amazing producer. Like, I feel like with him, I learned a lot. I learned a lot of nuances. I learned to trust my voice more. Um, and also just trusting in him and to know like the direction where he wanted to go. So he was really, really good with that. He knew exactly what he wanted, so.
Was there a creative flexibility there, or were you just kind of really creating his vision, or were you reading the lyrics and able to add your own little Liv spice on there?
Yeah, I think it was both, honestly. I mean, to be honest with you, again, because these are new relationships between people who've never met each other before.
Yeah.
At first, to be honest, Julian was like, okay, wait now. And I'm like, but you have to trust me, just trust me. Especially on Lover, that was one that I really had the chance to like really form and create for myself.
Yeah.
And also Blah Blah. But I actually love the fact that he just took a lot of the direction, but I also put a little bit of my little sprinkles of harmonies of keeping Liv there. I definitely wanted to have my essence still there, in the album.
Is there a chance of us getting more shows other than the release party,
Oh,
maybe?
oh yeah, absolutely. I believe in March. I think we're going on a 2-week tour after my run, after like literally like a week after we do our tour. So it's just it's gonna keep going.
You
I'm
are so
excited.
busy.
And I love it, and I have to be thankful for that. Clearly because what we've been dealt with, we all know, and just to be able to work and to be able to creatively express is like I can't live without it, and that's why I kind of really wanted to keep myself super busy. And this pandemic had it forced me to like really tap into like creating and like keeping myself alive in that way, keeping my spirit alive. So yeah. So there's more June Moon for sure.
Yes, that's what we like to
Yeah.
hear.
And me being a Jack Daniels fan, would you like to talk about your Whiskey Wednesdays?
Oh, yes. So anybody who knows me knows I love whiskey. And a good friend of mine, she had made these lip glasses. And I was like, wait, everybody can sip with me at all times. So I made these amazing whiskey glasses. And then I started to do Whiskey Wednesdays because I wanted it to feel like if I ever had a lounge and if I ever had a place where people can just come and talk and relax and sip and have a good time, maybe even a cigar. I like cigars too every once in a while. Just I wanted to feel like if you could walk up to anybody and have this conversation. Whiskey Wednesdays are just for conversation, in the middle of the day. I don't know if there's like a lot of middle of the day drinkers, but you don't have to just a sip, a sip doesn't hurt.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Just a little relaxation throughout your day. It doesn't have to be whiskey, it could be juice, wine, water, whatever. But I just wanted people to just kind of have this conversation. And I've talked to Lim Mabry. I'm really working on trying to get Joyce Kennedy from Mother's Finest for next year. So I'm really excited. This is a good thing for me.
It's very cool
And
too.
we can get our hands on some glasses from your website, can't we? So if anyone listening wants to grab some,
Please, yes. They're really, really sweet. They're cute little glasses. I love them.
It gives me an excuse to drink more Jack Daniels. I've got
There you go.
Another thing as well, just adding on to the list of things that you've been doing, is you've been working in theatre as well recently.
Yes, this is like my last 2 weeks. I'm performing with Teatro Zanzani, and it is like cirque meets dinner meets chaos comedy. This is like my second year doing it. I play Cleo this year. 2 years ago, I played Madame Zanzani. I must tell you that this has changed me. It has changed my life in many ways because I'm not an actress per se, but it gave me another chance to like, here I am in another bubble that I get to explore all kinds of creativity. even to the point where they got me out there. Well, they don't have me, but I wanted to do some aerials. So I've been training with Drea Weber, who's like the world-class aerial artist who, you know, if you've seen Pink Fly, if you've seen Madonna, she's trained all of them. So I'm like, I see all these cirque acts and trapeze, and like, it's just a whole fantasy land that I'm really excited to be a part of. So, and I'm finished here January 9th. So it's in Chicago, and it's in a over 100-year-old circus tent, a Zazu tent. It's amazing. Like, if anybody could see the show and needs to see, they should see the show.
Any chance of that coming to Europe at all?
You know, I think they had a couple. The thing is I think it started from Europe actually. And
Okay.
I think we still have a couple of tents around, but if anybody wants to come to the States anytime to see it. And the cast changes every 6 months too. So
I'm going to Chicago to go see Liv, and she's going to get me a glass. Yay.
A glass and sing and maybe some trapeze, whatever.
Yeah, Jack Daniels and trapeze. Yeah, that's not going to work.
Oh, goodness.
And then you're at the Apollo 15th of January, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah. I'm really excited. Apollo invited me back to start the year off with them at the Apollo Music Cafe. So I'm excited. I just have a lot going on. Because I've worked a lot in these past couple of years to like finally get ready to release projects and albums and stuff like that. So Apollo is giving me the green light to go ahead and show some new songs and perform again. And so I'm really excited. Super excited.
This tour is in London, but it's going Europe wide, isn't it? And you have some shows in New York as well.
Yes.
What can we expect from these shows? What people that have already got their tickets or are thinking of buying tickets, what can we expect?
Listen, it is probably another level of excitement, soul, rock and roll. It's pretty intense. Like, I feel like I've grown a lot as an artist, and I feel like please do not think that you're going to be sitting down.
No. Confession, I've seen you live twice in London. I saw you at Village Underground in 2014, and then I saw you in 2019, I think, at Pizza Express Holborn, and you killed it. You were one of my favorite live performers. So yeah, you are great.
Thank you.
I can second that.
Oh, bless. Thank you so much. Like, I'm really excited about this. I just, the only thing is, like, I'm telling people, just you're not going to want to sit. So bring comfortable shoes, be ready to yell, be ready to let go. You know, for this tour, I just want people to just lose themselves, because we know what we've been dealing with. So just come and just be excited and be present and be there. So it's going to be crazy. Ryan Waters, my brother's coming back. The band is incredible. So I might add another element, a percussionist. It's just so amazing. My new album coming out is kind of like a Fela Kuti inspired song. It's crazy. I'm just really excited to let everybody hear it. It's really great.
I'm just going to latch on that there. Was that new album that I heard?
Yes. Yes, that is coming. It's coming very soon. I'm going to drop it in August, because I was trying to do it in January, but I've actually got inspired with a couple other new producers I've been working with, and I don't want to rush. I want to take my time, a little bit more time to do it right. So I'm excited.
I think we're all going to be excited. That one.
Thank you.
So cool.
So the European dates, you just go through it. You're in Sweden on the 11th of March, Norway the 12th of March, Paris the 17th of March, and my favorite venue, London Jazz Cafe, on the 19th of March. And on that note, was it purposely set as 3/19, 19th of March?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Incredible. No. Yeah, it's really cool.
Wow. Okay. Like chills. Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for
19th of March. Yeah.
That really did not sit. And just till you told me now. Okay. See, there's always
Yeah,
something,
exactly.
the ether in the matrix.
That's another
Exactly.
little song you can add in the set there.
Totally. Oh my goodness. Okay, wow.
Mm.
Wow. Okay.
I do have one question, mentioning 319 there. As someone that worked as closely with Prince as you did, and as long as you did, we can't go a whole podcast without mentioning that, of course. I do have one question, and that is, over the last 2 years, we've had such a strange period, health-wise, politically, socially, George Floyd, COVID, Trump. It has been a whirlwind kind of 2 years. And I was just wondering what you think, if Prince was still here, we may have creatively seen from him in this period. Would he have embraced the Zoom call and streaming? How do you think he would have creatively kind of navigated the last 2 years?
This is interesting because one, I cannot predict. I can only speak from just my heart's perspective.
Yeah, of course.
So I think possibly it just would have been creating more, you know. If you go back to the Welcome to America album, I felt like because he was so ahead and he needed to get the message out at that time, but I don't think people were ready during that time. I think he just would have been creating, you know. I think he would have been really pissed off. And a lot of us probably would have been tiptoeing around, but ready to create with him in whatever capacity and whatever, wherever he needed us to be. You know, we were soldiers for him. Yeah. And, you know, creatively, I think he just would have just been in his bubble for a while, you know, and whenever he was ready to say something, people were always there ready to listen and receive. I just think that he had this spiritual connection that none of us can ever explain. He was tapped into something else and he listened. And so yeah, I don't really know how to answer that in a way of like, would he be on Zoom? I don't think so.
I can't imagine.
I don't know. But at the same time, he was surprising us with taking a selfie at one of the shows. Well, you know what I mean? So you just, you know what I'm saying? You just don't know. And, you know, I definitely think that his presence is very, very much around. And that's one thing for me, as I feel so calm about his energy, because I feel it. I definitely feel that he's just tapped into however way that he wants to present himself to us, in whatever way that is. You just have to be silent and you just have to listen. Sometimes you don't have to, well, for me, I don't have to say everything to the world and let everybody know like, oh my God, I feel, no, you know, sometimes you have to sit with it and understand the messages and just be aware and be, you know. I think that's one thing that he taught me, I feel like, is I just have to be in the present and be very aware of my energy and surroundings wherever I'm at, you know. And it's sometimes it's just for me, and it could be for all my other brothers and sisters, and you know it, you know, we all know the signs. And we feel them. So
things like 319.
yeah, that's pretty intense, you know. I yeah.
Arsenio Hall, when you performed on there, it's one of my favorite performances of you.
Oh.
How crazy was that?
That was, I feel like every time he was around a TV performance or something like that, when, you know, which I was blessed to have him come to some of my shows, I don't know, like he just threw some purple dust and everything was just always so perfect. It was just like the craziest experience. Like everything was just perfect. And I'm so lucky. I tell y'all, I am so blessed and so lucky just to have his support. If like it goes beyond the support, you know. So that experience on Arsenio Hall, like, yeah. That was crazy, down to like even like the Jimmy Fallon performance, like how everything was just so perfectly in sync. Like goodness, I'm very lucky and I'm very thankful and I'm very blessed to just, man, learn from him, you know, just to have those experiences and what I took from it every single time. Because I was a kid like soaking it up, even on stage at these shows. I remember, was it Hop Farm or something like that in the
Yeah,
UK?
Hot Farm, yeah.
Ciao. First, I remember it was super hot that day. And then I just loved just being on stage. Sometimes I had to snap out of it because I would just love to stare at him and watch. And then it was kind of like he would throw me that look, okay, like, okay, Liv, you know, wake up.
Yeah.
Stop staring. I know I'm killing this guitar solo, but you need to like, let's focus.
You're not the only one though, Liv. You're not the only. I'm sure you're not the only one.
Focus.
I have to say, one of my favorite Prince live experiences actually was a vocal by you at the Cocos in London.
Oh my God.
And you did Only Love Can Hurt Like This.
Yes.
And I remember being on the balcony and your vocal kicked in. I felt like my hair was blowing in the wind. I was like being blown away by your incredible vocal.
Oh, thank you. That was incredible too. Like I remember rehearsing at Paisley Park for that. And I felt like he just knew what songs to kind of feature us on, because there were some songs that I definitely wouldn't see myself being like, oh, really? But I felt like he knew where to tap into tones and vocals, and just like, he's like, Liv, you could like just, just get up there and try it. And just, I'm telling you, it was such a chilling and religious experience singing with him. Again, I'm just like a little kid. I could just see myself just like, oh my God, is this really happening? Every time, and I have to bring myself back in. So yeah, that was right. That was Only Love Can Hurt Like This, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I just always remember your half black and white outfit. You came out and I was like, yes, love that.
Yes, that was cool.
Oh, I love that.
Right.
So when we post this, we're going to upload all your tour dates. So anyone that is looking at getting tickets can do so. So we have your up and coming tour for Europe and the States. We have your theatre performances. We have Whiskey Wednesdays every Wednesday.
I want a glass.
Oh, yes.
We have a new album. We have the Due Moon album. Did I miss anything?
She's the busiest woman in show business and music.
Oh my goodness. And I have the show that we did in New York live at Cafe Wa. I'm releasing that in January as a live album. That show was insanely incredible. I felt like I needed to drop it as a live album. So that's coming out in January. So it's just kind of a taste of what's to come. I'm going to do a part 2 and part 3. So this is live at Cafe Wa Volume 1. So
Volume 1, I love it.
Yeah, I'm thinking about
extra loud at London if you do our show.
Yeah, I'm seriously thinking about just doing a lot of live album experiences, and I think I might do one for Europe too. So yeah, there's something about the live experience that I want to capture. I don't think a lot of people capture the energy so much. So I'm going to try. So
cool.
When you've got a voice like yours.
Bless. You all are too nice. Listen, thank you.
We're not just after glass on this, I swear.
Yeah. Just have a sip of the Jack and the voice will get better. When
you're in the Jazz Cafe, I will buy you a whiskey, I promise. I owe you a whiskey when you are in the Jazz Cafe, I promise.
Thank you. That's so sweet. Thank you.
And then obviously you've got your website, official, livwarfieldofficial.com. So everything's on there.
Yes.
Tour dates and all your information. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, and you are, as I said before, one of the best live performers I've seen. And we're looking forward to seeing you in Europe and obviously in London. So it's going to be great to see you.
Thank you
so much for joining us.
I want to thank you so much for supporting me. I see you guys are posting. You guys get to the post before I do. And I'm like, okay, you remind me to do a little bit more.
Someone on this podcast designed the one of the flyers that ended up going everywhere. I won't say who, but he's really good at Photoshop.
Oh my God. Let me tell you, I think I saw it and I was like, oh my God, this looks like it looks amazing. I'm repost.
Yes. Oh, it
Thank
was
you
it,
so much.
it was I wanted to get you out there and get people should know you and come and see you, so it was what we could do for you to help out. And yeah, so the guy's pretty good at Photoshop, so yeah.
Oh, I really, really appreciate it. And again, thank you for your support. It means a lot.
No, it's been really good. It's been really good.
Well, thank you, Liv, for joining us. We will attach all links under the podcast so you can all have a look, go to your closest show, and hopefully we will see you all in London, because me and Lee already have our tickets. So we will see you there. Yeah. Thank you, Liv, for joining us, and we'll catch you guys on the next podcast.
Yes,
thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Hi, this is Liv Warfield, and you're listening to the PPUK Podcast.